Yo, welcome to Spectator Sport, and I'm Zach Roach, along with my partner, Mr. Ali Wally. We talking about 2021 NFL draft picks, and we had to bring J Knight back with us. We had to bring the King back with us. Thanks once again for y'all showing out. Let's make sure you go on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to the Spectator Sport page. Hit that bell. Leave a comment. We will respond. Now the draft, we had shows. We already talked about the Bears and their quarterbacks. Let's talk about the other positions in this draft. And so I'm gonna start with you on this one. I'm gonna start with you this time, J Knight. Which team draft class did you like the most?
I can't just say one, so I'm gonna give you three teams.
Okay.
AFC, my home state, Cleveland Browns. They're just proud. I think Cleveland, they address their needs. I love the fact that they fill needs at every position. They had a steal draft with Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. They got my man from Northwestern.
Go Cats.
They got another corner. They got another corner to go with two elite cornerbacks on the outside who haven't always stayed healthy. Schwartz is a vertical threat, a speed demon to go in that receiving core for Baker Mayfield. I love Tommy Togiai from Ohio State on the D-line, and LeConte, who I think could be a future starter at safety. But the Bears, the hometown Chicago Bears. I was a Bears fan when I was younger, and I'm a Bears fan again. I love what the Bears did. They not only went all in and Pace put on his big boy pants and said we're going all in on the future with Justin Fields at quarterback, but they went at every level. They addressed the offensive line with Jenkins and Brown and Borum. They secured a lot of talent. I love Diaz Newsome. Last time we spoke and talked about wide receivers, Diaz Newsome was one of the guys I said to watch. At every level, they address needs, and they are built for the future now. They're built to win today, and with Justin Fields, they're built for the future to win. But one team that I think also didn't have a first-round pick but did a great job was Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah. We saw what happened in the Super Bowl. Their O-line was decimated, and we saw the young GOAT run around for his life. They addressed those needs on offensive line, not only with Orlando Brown Jr., but I think they got to steal a draft, getting Smith in the 6th round. I think Trey Smith could be a Pro Bowl caliber player. They got Creed Humphrey. I love what they got with Bolton at linebacker. And a guy I will say watch is Josh Kendoa. He's a 5-star kid out of Florida State, athletic pass rusher, and gets to the quarterback. So I didn't give you one. I gave you three teams I thought did a magnificent job with the draft.
Yeah, it was a lot of teams that really did a good job in this draft. I mean, they kind of drafted what they was need. And this was a deep draft, and a lot of people did get their needs. Akeem, talk about some teams that you thought did, or one team, however you want to do it. Talk about some teams that you thought, well, they had a good draft.
Yeah, I'm going one team. Actually, to go back on the Kansas City thing, the way the Kansas City trade worked out, I believe they picked up Brown and they gave away a first-round pick.
Yes, they did. Mm-hmm.
And so Baltimore picked up the first round pick and like a 3rd round pick. So it kind of works out for Kansas City. They get the player. They also give up a 1st round pick, which that could be swing and miss. But I think they did a good job actually in that aspect as well. The team that I think that did well is the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
As we look at teams that seek to address needs, we've all thought about the Cowboys as, oh man, they're going to trade up and get Kyle Pitts. They're going to trade up and get an offensive player or another weapon for Dak on offense. But they actually use great common sense.
And usually that's not usually associated with the Cowboys.
How about those Cowboys?
How about those? In my Skip Bayless voice, I'm not going to say how about those Cowboys. But they got Micah Parsons, who was hands down the best defensive player in the draft. I think their 2nd round pick was for a quarterback and Kelvin Joseph. 8 of their 11 picks were on defense. It was an area of need. We know that their offense is dynamic with Dak Prescott at the helm, with their elite 3 receivers, and also Ezekiel Elliott when he's able to. Everyone's cheering.
He stop you.
Yeah.
Zeke had a terrible year. Like he was fumbling. It was just not a good year.
But overall, it wasn't a great defensive board. We can admit to that, and our viewers can admit to that as well. I think they maximized it. They made an effort to address the defensive area, defensive side of the ball. Regardless, talent's going to perform wherever you put them at. So Jerry and Stephen Jones and their coaching staff, they're going to put the players in position, and we'll see how the talent decides to perform. But I think Dallas, they did what they had to do.
Yeah, Dallas Cowboys, you got to remember, they hired Dan Quinn as their defensive coordinator, so he's trying to build his team up like the old Legion of Doom.
Yeah, about that, the Dan Quinn scheme, as everyone knows, Seattle scheme, you got to have the personnel, you got to have talent. It's they're a one-trick pony. Meaning that this is what they do. They got to have certain players that fit certain needs in their scheme. That's how Seattle was so successful. Can Dallas recreate that? At this point, no. Now, they need a little bit more versatility in their scheme. Hopefully, Dan Quinn adjusts to that, and he learned from his experience in Atlanta, which didn't work out too well. 28-3, we know what that means. So, but anyway, regardless with Dallas, they got the appropriate personnel they need.
And one thing I would say about that draft, a head scratch for me was Cowboys reaching for Nashawn Wright, but I think they may try to turn him into a safety, and maybe into a hard-hitting safety who can cover as well, coverage being that he's 6'4".
We'll see. We shall see. Adi, what's the draft? What's the team you like in the draft? Who drafted well to you?
Well, how about them Cowboys? I agree with you again. That's the team I picked, man. I picked the Cowboys. I mean,
we did not plan this at all.
I did not plan that. I did not.
Y'all sure y'all didn't talk before the show?
Not at all, man. Hey, they were the second worst team in the NFL in rushing yards allowed, fifth worst team in the NFL in points allowed, and their first 6 picks was defensive players. And even though they already have Leighton Vander Esch, they did not pick up his 5th-year option. They got Jalen Smith at linebackers, but still, Jerry Jones picked up arguably the best defensive player in the draft, Michael Parsons, and he's like what Akeem says, a queen of the chessboard. You call the Kyle Pitts the queen of the chessboard on offense, Michael Parsons is the queen of the chessboard on defense. He can play inside linebacker, outside linebacker. Yeah, he can edge rusher, whatever you want him to do, he can do it. And also, a guy I really liked in the 4th round, another linebacker, Jabril Cox from LSU.
Yes. Yeah.
They got him. He's 6'3". Outstanding cover linebacker. Probably slipped in the draft because he's 230 pounds. They probably think he can't come in the run game and make some deliver some big hits. All right, but he got some. He's gonna be behind those linebackers. He can gain some weight, put on about 10 pounds. But in the coverage, he's excellent. They lost Owuzie. They're starting cornerback to the Bengals, so they pick up the Kentucky cornerback, Calvin Joseph. All right, so he's coming in 5'11", 197, and he plays some high competition in the SEC coming in there. And they also got the UCLA defensive tackle Osa Odigizua. He's there.
Say that again. Say that again.
How many times you rehearsed that name?
Osa Odigizua.
I thought I said Jamboree Snap. What the?
I'm gonna say old baby.
They got him in the 4th round. They got him. All right. So he's 6'2", 280. He can also gain some weight. He can gain about 10 to 15 pounds. He probably fell in the 4th round because of his weight. But hey, the man's very quick. In 7 games last year, 6 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 2 quarterback hits, and Odigizua said, "Come on." He said that wrestling helped him with his footwork, his hands, and his balance. He was a 3-time state champ in wrestling. So can't wait to see Osa Odigizua with the Cowboys.
Both y'all like the Cowboys. They did have some good defensive picks, no question. I love what the Browns did. I love what the Chiefs did. But it's a team, come talk to me. What about the Miami Dolphins? What about the Dolphins getting Jalen Waddle, getting edge rusher Jalen Phillips, getting Notre Dame offensive tackle Liam Eckenberg, and also getting the tight end out of Boston College, Hunter Long. I think they made some big time moves. And Brian Flores, let's give this man some credit down in Miami. He is building that team up really well. In the GM Chris Greer, every year they add talent after talent, and we saw Tua, we don't know what Tua's going to be. Tua kind of struggled last year.
Trash.
He King says he was trash.
So one thing I will say about Tua, I have some friends in the Dolphin organization, and they were trying to bring Tua along, same way Ben Roethlisberger was brought along with the Steelers. But they're giving him a short route, a short field, one side of the field to read. Right now, they're all in on Tua. So Tua has 2 years ticking because this next year's draft class, following year's draft class for quarterback is between a bad little job and mediocre hand job, to be honest. So it's not a great draft.
If you never had that, it is not a pleasant experience.
But it's enough to help you finish. So at the end of the day, the Dolphins are all in on Tua at least for 2 years, and the clock is ticking. That's where they've gone. They're giving him a comfort zone with Tua. They're giving him 2 good tight ends because Mike Gesicki is already there, who to me is an excellent tight end, very athletic, a notch below guys like Travis Kelce. They're bringing Hunter Long, who is not the same athlete, but a good inline blocker and a capable pass catcher. So the Dolphins have gone all in on Tua at this point, and I think they're giving him the tools to succeed.
And that's why I like it, because if you're gonna pick the quarterback, if you want to make him succeed, this draft was all about him. But I love the pick of getting the edge rusher from Miami, Jalen Phillips, raw talent, and I feel like in Miami's scheme he can show out a little bit. So I do like what the Dolphins.
Don't forget about Javon Holland, a safety from Oregon. They got him too.
Yes,
they got him in the second round.
Yep.
But I am disappointed that the Miami Dolphins, their lead back is Myles Gaskin. Okay, so I think they needed to get a running back in the draft. So they drafted a running back in the 7th round, Jared Dokes from Cincinnati.
Jared Dokes.
He's a goal line running back. He runs with some power, but I think they believe Gaskins could be the bell cow for that offense. So that's why they've gone in that direction. I'm not mad at the pick. Like I said, they can be They have the explosive tools on the outside. They got capable running back, and they got a good O-line.
Yeah. And if they're gonna run the short routes, if they want the short routes, Jalen Waddle is perfect.
Yeah.
He's like Tyreek Hill, pretty much.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Magic in a bottle.
King,
Shaking to make it.
watching the draft, when they picked, you was like, what the heck just happened here? What was that team? What was that moment for you?
You sure you want to come to me? You might want to come to me last.
No, I'm coming to you now.
Come to me now?
Yeah.
I was kind of, I was scratching my head when the draft first started. When this team made this pick, when Green Bay picked the DB.
Oh.
Stokes.
Yeah.
All right. So here's, let me check a little bit. Okay, so the Green Bay situation, the way it's going with Aaron Rodgers is that they don't have an owner, right? They have a CEO who was actually my old athletic director. Long story, at Northwestern. Anyway, so think about this. How much money has Aaron Rodgers brought Green Bay Packers? Billions, right? Mm-hmm. They can't pay this man any money. They can't give him any weapons. They go out the year before and get a quarterback without calling him. And they say, you know what? Rick, we'll come see you. We'll talk about it. And this year, we'll get a DB. that's like the ultimate to you.
You get a CeeLo to him?
That's like the flag salute, like
getting a CeeLo?
It's like deja vu again with Brett Favre.
I'm giving the finger. So if the writing's on the wall, and it's all about building around your star player. Like he's built enough Aaron Rodgers, if you guys know football. Aaron Rodgers, he's built enough cachet to at least warrant a phone call, warrant some consideration, some thought, some influence. For you to not give him that, it's like you got the audacity to do that, and he shouldn't be mad. He might go do Jeopardy. It's not gonna pay as much him playing quarterback, but I mean,
I watched a couple. He was actually pretty good.
I mean, not a bad game.
I gotta watch.
So when you think about it, you go out and pick the DB. You didn't really need a DB. You actually needed more.
You seen Kelvin King cover? Tampa did. Touchdown.
Yeah, but he needs some more weapons. Aaron Rodgers got you 13-3 the prior year, the NFC Championship game. He requested more weapons. You got him a quarterback.
Damn.
Kid ain't seen the light of day. Nobody's heard of him. The following year, he gets you 13-3. He gets you a home game in the NFC Championship game. He wants some more weapons. He wants a contract extension. Actually, no. He one up you. He gets the MVP. You say, hey, Aaron, we're going to stick it to you. We're going to get a cornerback. So, yeah, I think that's the team that's
positive. Okay.
And you know, as we know, talent is talent, right? So before I wrap up, you gotta remember when Andrew Luck retired, they didn't want the money back. When Calvin Johnson retired, they want the money back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pay Aaron. You got the money. You know the money he brought you. Robert Kraft, Jim Irsay, all these billionaire owners, they're rich for a reason. Because they win.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's
so bottom line, Green Bay Packers, and they did this pick right here with the ultimate flag salute to A-Rod.
That's a tough situation right there because they was 13-3 the last 2 seasons, but to say that it's Green Bay, they got an obligation to try to build a team up, and I know what Aaron Rodgers wants, but this is the same thing that happened with Brett Favre. When Brett Favre was on as well, this seems like the same exact story.
But when you don't have a person, we don't have one person who controls the bottom line. When you got a Robert Kraft, Jerry Jones, I'm concerned about the bottom line, which is how much money we're bringing in. It's tough to have that discussion with someone that's not in that position.
That's a delicate situation. I don't know what the Packers
Make
gonna
people
do.
uncomfortable.
All right, Jay Knight, talk about it. What move in the draft? You was like, man, what's going on here?
So I was looking at moves. I was like, the Raiders took Leatherwood, but God bless the young man because last year he would have been the first round pick.
Yeah.
The Cowboys reaching for Nashawn Wright. I was like, you know what? They're trying to, revamp the Legion of Boom in Dallas. But the big move, I'll say 2 moves that I thought were bad moves. One, the Panthers drafted a long snapper in the 5th round. That's a question mark, but you get that guy in free agent, or you make that the last guy in the 7th round. Make that your last pick. The other one was Jamie Newman. So this was the guy who decided to transfer to Georgia, be a starting quarterback, be a star in the SEC, and then right before the season decides to opt out of the season and gamble on himself, and then, as the saying goes, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and the guy, he went as an undrafted rookie free agent. So that's the 2 most questionable moves, I would say. The Panthers drafted a long snapper way too early for a long snapper. And Jamie Newman, instead of playing his final season of college football at Georgia, where they might have been able to challenge for a national championship, opts out and goes undrafted.
Yeah, I understand, man. All right, same question to you. What move you was like, man, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, well, you know what? The New York Giants, their draft decisions I find quite questionable. It's cool they traded back with the Bears. They did get their number 20 overall pick, but the 3rd best offensive tackle in the draft, Christian Darrisaw from Virginia Tech, was right there at number 20. They went ahead and took the Florida wide receiver, Kadarius Toney. Hey, I like the guy. He's a weapon, but how are you going to feed your weapons if Daniel Jones is constantly getting strip sacked, okay? If Saquon Barkley is getting tackled for loss left and right, okay?
Exactly.
Now, the New York Giants, they lost their offensive guard, Kevin Zeitler, to the Baltimore Ravens. Their right tackle, Cameron Fleming, he has not been re-signed. And the New York Giants, they did not draft an offensive lineman in the entire draft. That's perplexing to me. They're very puzzling. And so the New York Giants, man, Daniel Jones, he gets strip sacked a lot in his career.
He's a turnover machine.
They should have helped him out in the O-line.
Turnover chain.
Yeah, no question. Not because of the player. I would just look at Denver at number 9, picking Surtain. Now, don't get me wrong. Surtain is going to be an excellent corner in the NFL. Yeah, but what makes me think, we talked about this Aaron Rodgers thing, so maybe they have something in their sleep for them to pass up on a quarterback at number 9, where you had Mac Jones and Justin Fields available.
Right.
I'm like, they either have something going on, or Vic Fangio just love defense. He said, forget that quarterback.
Eagles win games.
I agree. They're gonna win games 7-3.
Yeah, so I mean, don't get me wrong, their defense is stacked now. They got corners, they got Kyle Fuller and Surtain on the same team. It's gonna be hard to pass on them. But it was kind of, I thought they was gonna go quarterback right there. That was kind of
They got Teddy Bridgewater, which they got Teddy Bridgewater in the trade, and they got Drew Lock, so maybe that's why they picked.
Man, okay, yeah, they did Bridgewater. We will see. Let's talk about okay, which offensive rookie are you really looking forward to watching in the NFL?
Hey, I'm looking forward to seeing Najee Harris and Travis Etienne. They're both first rounders. As you guys know, that first round running backs are not a high value position, but in this year's draft, defensive players are not highly valued. You gotta go out and look at talent. And these two guys, they got talent. Najee Harris is a younger version of Le'Veon Bell, and Travis Etienne, he's a home run hitter. So I'm looking forward to seeing those guys fly around and get after it. They're both teams that need their talent. Etienne's in the perfect role as being a supplemental running back, and Najee Harris, he's in a role where he can be a bell cow and a Le'Veon Bell-ish type of role to Big Ben.
No doubt about it. Same question to you, Jen. Now, who you looking forward to watching as far as offensive rookies?
Okay, so earlier I talked about Trevor Lawrence. The world has been waiting 3 or 4 years for this guy to be in the NFL, so I'm excited to see what he does when he's finally officially a pro. But the guy I'm waiting to see, who I thought was the number 2 guy in the draft, is Jamar Chase. He's back with the college quarterback. He is an elite receiver. He is a first day number 1 receiver. I look forward to him put up numbers better than Jefferson, who was number 2 receiver at LSU when he was there. So I think he can put up elite numbers. I think he's going to be an all-pro caliber player. I think he's going to be wearing one of those sexy gold jackets when it's all said and done in 20 years.
You can't buy those.
You can't buy those. You can't buy that
Got a gold jacket, I ain't buying.
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase is going to be a beast. Adi, same question. What offensive rookie you looking at?
Well, I'm looking at the Carolina Panthers' 3rd round tight end from Notre Dame, T.I.M.E. Okay, there's rumblings that he may be better than his former teammate at Notre Dame, Cole Kmet. And that would be good news for Sam Darnold over there in Carolina. T.I.M.E. is 6'3", 245 pounds, and he was one of the best blocking tight ends in the nation last season. He performed well at his pro day. He had a 36.5-inch vertical, a 10-foot 2-inch broad jump, but he only had 19 catches in 12 games last year, but he was a very reliable target for Ian Book whenever he did give him an opportunity. He has a lot of potential as a pass catcher. And Sam Darnold is going to have to give T.I.M.E. some opportunities because the best tight end on the Carolina Panthers roster before the NFL draft was a guy named Dan Arnold, the former Arizona Cardinal. I know it's puzzling. Who is this guy? He has 2 catches a game last year. T.I.M.E.
Hey Arnold.
I mean, the Notre Dame tight end position was loaded on the depth chart. That's why he didn't really get a lot of opportunities in the past game. I really want to see what he can do with Carolina. He should get a lot more opportunities in the pros than he did in college. Can't wait to see him.
Yeah, I'm looking for Kyle Pitts. We've heard with Atlanta. Now Atlanta, we don't know if they're going to trade Julio Jones. We don't know what's going to happen with that situation. They still have Ridley, and now you got him running the middle of the field, and I mean he's pretty much going to be used just like Waller from the Raiders. Yeah. They're going to use him in that same way. I want to see. We saw at Florida. This guy's a one in a lifetime talent. If he's like that, I want to see it. Kyle Pitts, because you could argue he's probably the best talent in the draft.
Number 1 player in the draft.
Yeah. He's probably
the first line quarterback.
Yeah. He's probably the most talented player in this draft by everybody.
Yeah. Right.
So I want to see. I want to see if this guy can live up because he's got high expectations. You got people saying he's Hall of Famer. It's already locked, and that's how they feel about this guy. So I want to see about Kyle Pitts. Adi, talk to me about a defensive rookie you're looking forward to seeing.
Well, the Raiders' 3rd round edge rusher, Malcolm Kuntz, from Khalil Mack School, Buffalo, okay? He's 6'2", 250 pounds, very slippery in the trenches. He has very good bursts and closing speed and strength. In his last 19 games at Buffalo, he had 17.5 tackles for loss, 14 sacks and 9 quarterback hits, all right? And Kuntz is a pass rush specialist, and the Las Vegas Raiders, they definitely need him. They was the 3rd worst team in the NFL in sacks last season, and their 2019 edge rusher, the number 4 overall pick, Clelin Ferrell from Clemson. This guy is looking like a bust, okay? Last season he had 2 sacks, okay? So they really need Kuntz to come in there and come through for them and get them some pass rushing. I know they got Yannick Ngakoue from the Baltimore Ravens, but you need a couple of guys. You need 2 edge rushers to get to the quarterback. The Raiders was terrible on defense. We saw that they lost to the Jets and they fired their coach. They're the reason why the Jets didn't get Trevor Lawrence. The Raiders. That's how bad the defense was. Okay, so I'm looking at Kuntz.
It's true.
To see what he can do in his rookie year as a pass rush specialist.
Jay Knight, who on defense you looking forward to seeing?
So being the Big Ten guy, I will say I want to see Michael Parsons because he opted out last year, and I think he is a next level linebacker, either off the edge rushing or in the middle, he's a tackling machine. But the biggest person I want to see is Greg Rousseau because I felt I was cheated last year from seeing Rousseau and seeing Jalen Phillips and seeing those guys pass rush off the edge, and Roche, and seeing those guys pass rush off the edge from Miami. And I think him and Basham combined with Ed Oliver on that Buffalo D-line, Buffalo just need a pass rush. I think one of those 2 guys, Basham or Rousseau, is going to be an elite pass rusher. Twin Towers, 6'7", 6'5". That'll help the Bills get to that next level. So I'm really interested to see if Rousseau can be as productive at the pro level as he was in college in his last official year at Miami.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to me, Akeem. Who on defense you looking forward to seeing?
This was probably the easiest thing I had to write in my notes. This individual I want to mention, he would have been a top 5 pick if it wasn't for the medical. Things that he can do, he's a human eraser. And I think you guys know who that is.
Caleb Farmer?
There we go. Winner. Yeah. He has all the traits. I'm 6'2", about 200 pounds. At his pro day, he ran a 4.27. I mean, he has everything. Yeah. He had all the tools. Unfortunately, he had a minor back surgery, but we'll see if the medical checks out. This is still, he slipped all the way to 22, 23. Yeah, exactly, 22. Yeah. He's a top 5 talent. He's what I mentioned a couple weeks ago. He's Jalen Ramsey, but younger.
That's high praise.
So I look forward to seeing him in action. I look forward to proving those 21 other teams wrong.
Yeah, I am looking forward to seeing him. I want to see what J.C. Horn is going to be like that.
Little big horn.
Yeah, because everybody thought Surtain was going to be the number 1 corner taker, and he ended up being
I didn't like him.
Yeah.
I didn't have him number 1.
Yeah.
Who you got number 1? You have Horn number 1?
Farley.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Farley number 1. Okay.
Farley 1.
Yeah.
But I like J.C. Horn, and the Panthers took him high, and now he's going to be expected to go out there. He's in the division. He's in the NFC South. So he's going to have to go guard Michael Thomas, Julio Jones, and so I want to see him.
Mike Evans.
These are going to be his assignments now. So, and he's got the confidence. I love his swagger. He's not afraid of it. He goes hard, and so I'm really interested to see what he's going to do with the Panthers at cornerback.
I like it.
He'll be on the island by himself.
I was shocked they took J.C. Horn over the Northwestern guy.
Craig Wilson.
No. I thought the Carolina Panthers was going to take Slater.
Okay.
To help out Sam Darnold on the offensive line, but they went defense. That was shocking. But
so this is why I didn't have Surtain at 1. I'll be quick. Like Alabama DB, Saban is so good at coaching his DBs. Have they reached their ceiling when they get to the league?
Well, think about this.
Remember that one D Milner? What happened to him?
So think about this, last thing I'll say about the Alabama corners. So think about this. The lowest paid assistant on Alabama staff, and they put all that money, is the cornerbacks coach because Nick Saban helps coach the cornerbacks. Okay. And they have an elite pass rush, they have elite defenses. So that's the only thing you have to worry about. But Surtain, like I said, met his dad, met people around him. He is a real deal. He will be a 10-year pro, 10-year plus, and he will be a Pro Bowler.
He'll be a Pro Bowler, but this dude, like I mentioned right, he'll be all pro.
Okay. We'll see. I say JC going in for all in.
In the words of Skip Bayless, best him out and doing
That's him doing it. Shay, that's him doing it, Shay.
Hey, check it out. You've been watching Spectator Sport. We talked about the draft. I want to thank Mr. J Knight. I want to thank Mr. Akeem. I'm Zach Roach along with my party, Mr. Adi, Wally. And the next time in between time, we out. Peace.